Hello and welcome to That Man. And what makes an ecchi? And what makes a hentai a hentai? Well, Saki The Succubus Hungers tonight is going to blur the lines. Join me as we have a look at this interesting title.
That Man and His Manga.
A few weeks ago when I covered the top 10 underrated ecchi, Saki The Succubus Hungers tonight was one that I had mentioned a few times for me to check out. And I certainly did. At the end of the day, Succubus, certainly a monster girl. So I thought, you know what, with this whole Monster Girl month, we thought we'd check this one out. And yeah, so something I need to make you guys aware of. I cannot show any images of this particular series in this video because it is basically entirely porn. It's softcore porn, but it's porn all the same. Now, as we are all aware, most Monster Girl series or even ecchi series tend to have a little bit of a narrative running alongside the plot. And this absolutely works. This means that a lot of series are more memorable in people's minds, and it stands out for when people are just like, well, it's not just porn. Saki The Succubus Hungers tonight is literally just the ecchi parts of it. A 30-something-year-old virgin comes across a beautiful girl in the shopping district. There's something about her. There's something just alluring. He can't take her eyes off her. In fact, he's got a boner. And this is a succubus, or at least she's descended from succubus. The main character, Saki, she's a little bit of a ditz. She's a little bit awkward. She accidentally gets herself in a situation that requires her to stay over with this man, but she's hungry. That's right, and she needs to have some essence. And one of the things I thought was interesting with this is that it doesn't really kind of build up much of a narrative or anything like that. If you've read a doujinshi, it might as well just be a hentai doujinshi. This girl's horny, so's this guy. What's gonna happen? And immediately I'd written the story off and I was just like, no, this isn't something for me. However, the more I thought about it, the more I realised this was to appeal to a certain demographic. This is to appeal to people who just want to see thighs or nipples or breasts or genitalia. Well, it's censored because it's the whole Barbie girl kind of thing. Or if they just want to see like armpits or whatever is in their mind. She's a succubus, so of course he's just kind of horny around her. She's automatically making him want to, all these feelings. And yeah, it's interesting how they kind of were just not ashamed of that. It was just kind of like, yeah, it's basically going to be an ecchi. It's going to be more hentai than an ecchi. There's not really much narrative. You're not going to have racial topics or not going to have the slice of life comedy. It's literally just ecchi moments. And yeah, like I said, I'm perfectly fine with that. I was quite surprised because I was really expecting something different when I first picked up this title, but I came away rather intrigued by the mere fact that this exists. I'm sure there are other titles out there, and there almost certainly is, especially, like you said, in the doujinshi hentai market. But to have this labelled as just an ecchi, it's a bit of an understatement. At the end of the day, if you don't want to have pictures of girls, you're not going to have a fun time. There's literally nothing else apart from this whole sexual tension between the characters. It's not even like, oh, Rascal Does Not Dream or Bakemonogatari kind of sexual tension where they're horny for each other but they're not going to do anything. No, this is literally just a guy and a girl in the same room and him just kind of looking over her and her being, oh, well, I want your essence. And there's some dream segments which kind of include the whole of the sex parts in there because, of course, she's a succubus, she's got to survive from that. But that's about it. It does introduce her older sister as well, which I thought was quite interesting. But again, there wasn't really a huge amount from it. Like I said, the only thing I kind of felt as I was looking at that and I was kind of like, well, why would I go for this particular series over just going for full-blown hentai? It's kind of appealing for the same things, but is Saki the Succubus worth your time? Well, that's up to you. If you want some softcore hentai, if you want to just have a series where it just focuses on a girl, go for it. I feel like there's a lot of other series out there which try to run with a narrative or other stuff, but again, I'm still kind of the point, like, if you've got access to doujinshi, why would you necessarily want to go with Saki the Succubus? The characters don't really pop out, and while they are attractive, that's about it. And it's not really one of those ones where it's kind of like, oh, it's a monster girl. There's not really any monster girl parts of it, except they mention she is descendant from a succubus. That's about it. She might as well just be a normal girl, to be honest. But that's just my opinion. Let me know what you thought of Saki the Succubus Hungers tonight in the comments, and I will see you. Remember to like, subscribe, and if you like monster girls, check out some of these other videos around here. You're going to have a great time. I'll see you there. See you later.